And I think it was Richa Ghosh who was the culprit again. And I've seen that thing in the ICC events as well. I'll go with the same 11. There's no point changing a winning squad. Lee Matthews as an opener, and I'm going to pick up Deandra Doughton along with her as an opener. I'll go with 70-30 in favor of India.
A dominating performance by the women in blue in the first ODI because they've completely hammered the West Indies after defeating them in the T20I series. Now India women are back to business, led by Harmanpreet Kaur, who's back into the side as well. 211-run victory in the first ODI. The performance Team India performed yesterday against West Indies. What a wonderful performance in Vadodara.
Yeah, it was a great performance. Posting 315 and 100 plus opening partnership in the one day. I think after a while I have seen that. So yeah, it was a really good performance, and I think it is the first step towards the positive side in the lead up to the Women's World Cup next year. So yeah, really happy to see that.
You said about 100-run partnership at the top of the order. Not to talk about much about Smriti Mandhana. She has been consistent at the top of the order, scoring 3 or 4 probably back-to-back 50s in the in international duties as well. She's loving this in the series as well versus West Indies. But her partner, she got another new partner at the top of the order. This time it was Pratika Rawal at the top of the order. She got a debut from your state itself, from Delhi. She got a debut at the top of the order. She looked a little bit under pressure, was shaky at the top of the order, negotiated a new ball well. But once the innings progressed, she was good, and it was a handy 40 runs from the opener.
Yeah, I mean, she played a solid knock. I didn't saw the match live, but was just a few minutes ago I was seeing that highlights only. So yeah, she looked a little bit shaky, and I think she was lucky enough as I think she nicked the ball, but the umpire gave her not out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
Windies thankfully didn't review it. So yeah, the luck was on her side. But yes, she looked good. She looked solid, and we need solidity at the middle in the opening slot after Shefali's departure. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was a great knock on debut.
Absolutely, that's where I was about to come. Shefali Verma once again not picked with Pratika Rawal performing. You know that she has to perform at a consistent basis to come into the Indian side.
Yeah, I mean now that she has that threat of that competition is there now, because earlier what was the point is that she was keep on playing despite the failures, and she had a long run. And I mean, an opener who hasn't crossed 30 plus in 2 years, it's a very alarming call for an Indian team, with the batting looking fidgety or dependent on 2 3 players. So yeah, I think it's great that we have youngsters coming up and who are picking up the opportunity.
Up the opportunities, and you're happy for that. Not to take away, Yasthi Kabati is another player that is expected to come back soon as well. She might also fancy herself at the top of the order. But moving on to the West Indies, they did not do well in the field once again. Dropped so many catches and were ordinary in the final 15 overs. Leaked so many runs. I think 140 runs were leaked by the Windies in the final 15 overs. Late flourish from the likes of Richa Ghosh, Jemima Rodriguez, Harmanpreet Kaur, but Indian captain yet again in a run-out situation.
Harman and Reynolds are a never-ending love story, and I think it was Richa Ghosh who was the culprit again. And I've seen that thing in the ICC events as well. So
Yeah.
nothing new. Initially, I thought they would complete the single, but yeah, I think Harman was also a little bit slow to start off. I mean, you have to watch the partner. Ball watching. Okay, you can if you have time. In a split second you can do that, but it's always look at the partner, trust your partner in terms of taking the singles. So I think that was a little bit error from Harman's point, and even we did errors in our last last 5 overs. We lost that steam again. To point out a few errors, we did made those errors, and I noticed that while watching the highlights. So as and when the show forward, we'll discuss it on more.
Absolutely. Isha Ghosh red out form coming off a wonderful 30-20 I. She's getting that accelerator button, but a little bit of concern where I put into Harleen Deol. At number 3, she came in. She consumed more. I must say, so many dot balls in her innings that put pressure on Smriti Mandhana. Smriti Mandhana got out on the 90s. For the sixth time in ODIs, she has been perished in the 90s. That's not good signs, but what I could watch closely and tell you is that the pressure was building up from the other end because Harleen Deol was struggling to rotate strike. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think Harleen Deol is a perfect fit at a number 3?
I'll give her opportunities, but what I think is that the batting order is still not fixed. Okay, today we had a great day. We got 315. But that will not happen again and again. Be it playing in India or overseas. So the batting order I feel is still not fixed. I wanted her, beg your pardon, Jemima to bat at three instead of Harleen Deol or whoever else it was playing, and I wanted Harman at five because I want that experience of someone like a Harman coming in at five, but they are still not backing their strength, and they are blooding in youngsters at the top of the order and exposing
Mhm.
them against the new ball. So I believe it's better that okay, you can try Harleen for this series, but if you ask me, my personal call would be to play Jemima at three and Harleen at four and Harmanpreet at five.
Okay, so you have two experienced players in between. You have Harleen Deol, so you
Yeah.
will have that good amount of rotations, experience at there in the middle order. Fair enough. That's moving on to the West Indies. What a batting display that was! I think they lost wickets like in 9 pins, I must say, because starting of the innings, it talk us through that moment.
Yes, there is fitness is a concern, and I think she was a little bit, she was a little bit lazy to be honest, and she wasn't expecting that, that Haley will be taking that single on the very first ball. It was clearly evident from the clips that I was watching, and we have seen that with the men's team as well, as you mentioned with Cornwall, and even with Chris Gale as well. He was also a victim of many
Correct.
runouts in his time, and even with Sunil Narayan, who played for West Indies and now even in the KKR
KK.
setup as well. So these guys are victims of runouts. So yes, it was a poor call, and obviously it went all downhill from that point. So yeah, they'll need to take some tough calls because they are also looking forward to 2025 as well. So yeah, I think there might be some tough calls coming up ahead of the second game.
Okay, so some tough calls coming up ahead of the second game. Just thing has come up in the Indian camp is the Richa Ghosh, the wicket keeper plus a leader, because Richa Ghosh, the amount of time she's giving the decisions for the DRS, Harmanpreet Kaur is blindly going for that. And I'll give it full due credit to the dismissal of Haley Matthews. It was just Richa Ghosh who said there was bat involved, while the rest of the players were not interested.
It will benefit her, to be honest, because whatever scenes that we have seen with not only with the women's team but all over Indian cricket in the last 2 3 months, I think these type of things, these small things, make sure that the team is building towards the right direction. And
Correct.
Harman has made some costly mistakes as well in the past few ICC events, and someone like Richa Ghosh, who is so young at this age, she is still a teenager, just gave a board exams and all that stuff, and that clarity of that the batter has nicked the ball, whereas others was just in was saying that okay, we haven't heard a sound, including Smriti Mandana. So yeah, it was a great gesture from Harman to take that call. Listening to a keeper. So yeah, I think we are building towards the positivity.
Okay, so you're building towards the positivity of Team India when it comes to the women. So moving on to the players to watch out for. Starting for Team India, I'm going with three players, three different names to be honest. Pratika Rawal, she impressed me on debut. I'm expecting her to continue scoring runs. Harmanpreet Kaur returning back to a side at a cameo, but unfortunately got for a run out. And Tita Sadhu is my third player to watch out for India. Similarly for West Indies, I'm going with Deandra Dottin, Ify Fletcher, and Karishma Hamradak are the three players to watch out for. Anything different for you, Deepu?
For India, I'll go with Harleen Deol. Given that she was under pressure, so maybe she might have got used to the game, to the ODI setup and the Vadodara surface. So yeah, I think she'll come good. Apart from that, I'll not be going with Harman. I'll rather go with Richa Ghosh.
Okay.
I want to see, I want to see that big performance coming up, which I haven't seen with the bat. The cameos are fine, but still, it's important that the keeper batter needs to spend some time in the middle. And I'll go with Saima Thakur. Renuka did a great job, but I was going to pick her, but she did pick up 5 wickets, so I'll go with Saima Thakur.
Okay, Saima Thakur, she came as a first change, but all the three seamers were just magnificent for Team India. Be it Saima Thakur, be it Tita Sadhu, be it Renuka Singh Thakur, registered a first 5 wicket haul in ODI. So kudos to that. So now moving on to the predicted playing 11, starting with Team India. I'm going with Smriti Mandana and Pratika Rawal at the top of the order. Uma Chetri at number 3, Harmanpreet Kaur at number 4, Jemima at 5, Richa Ghosh, Deepti Sharma, Saima Thakur, Tita Sadhu, Priya Mishra, and Renuka Singh Thakur are the others. Just one changed. I think we need to get a shift in momentum. So I'm going for Uma Chetri instead of Harleen Dior. Is that the change you want? Or are you sticking with the same 11?
I'll go with the same 11. There's no point changing a winning squad and winning that with that handsome margin of more than 200 runs. So I don't see any point of changing the squad unless the obvious reasons, as I say in your video as well, injury concern or health issues. Apart from that, no need of changes.
Okay, so you're saying that it's just the unchanged 11 for Team India going first. Similarly for West Indies, I think they need to pull up their socks, but I'm going with an unchanged 11 for West Indies. I'm backing Kiana Joseph and Haley Matthews at the top of the order. Shimal Kambin at number 3, Alian Aline, Shamilia Cornell, Deandre Dottin, Ify Fletcher, Zaida James, Karishma Amradak, Sabika Gajnabi, and Rashada Williams are the others. They have to perform because it was a dry surface. The spinners are expected to come into play. Your thoughts? I'm going with an unchanged 11 for West Indies.
I'll go with the same, but I just want to change up their order, batting order.
Okay.
I want to take this uncharacteristic route. I'll go with Haley Matthews as an opener, and I'm going to pick up Deandra Dottin along with her as an opener, and I want Kiana at three.
Two big guns at the top of the order.
The reason being because these type of chases, whether in the whether it's the chase or it's batting first, it's the openers. You set up the tone, and I think two
Correct.
experienced guns need to bat together and set up the lay that platform when you are setting up a total. So I believe Haley Matthews and Deandra Dotton can do that very much on their own on their given day. So I believe it's better that you open with the two experienced players.
Okay, so you're going for the experienced pairs of DeAndre Dotton and Haley Matthews at the top of
Yeah.
the order. Fair enough, but you're going with an unchanged 11 for West Indies.
Yeah.
It's a must-win game for them to level the series and keep the series alive. Your predictions time now, Deepu. Is it a 2-0 or is it possible 1-1 in the second ODI?
I think it will be 2-0. We are winning this game. We dominated really well, but still, I don't want to completely outplay West Indies. So I'll go with 70-30 in favor of India.
Okay, 70-30 in favor of India. Fair enough. That's an honest answer. Thank you so much, Deepu. It's India versus West Indies women, the second ODI at Vadodara on the 24th, starting same at 1:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.